This video explains what an ERV, Energy Recovery Ventilator, is and how it's impacted the quality of air in our house. Several years ago, we built a very tight house. It was tight due to the good construction and then again due to the 100% open cell spray foam insulation in the walls and rafters. The rafters are foamed from the house peak down to the soffits, and the attic space is basically conditioned space. No insulation in the upstairs ceiling, and no roof or attic vents. The foam sealed any cracks and makes the house crazy airtight and energy efficient, but also pretty well eliminates getting fresh air into the house. We had no ductwork in the house. Instead, we have a Mitsubishi 5-head mini-split system that we really like. This consists of 5 heating cooling units throughout the house, each with its own thermostat. Extremely efficient, but also providing no built-in option for that outside fresh air. We had a door blower test done by the company who installed our solar panels, Segura Solar, which helps their customers make their home more efficient, as well as making their own clean solar energy. As part of the process of certifying their work, Pearl certification noted that the house was so tight with so few air exchanges that it was marginally unhealthy. Our first attempt at remedying this was the intermediate step of adding a timer to one of our bathroom exhaust fans so that it ran about 50% of the time. By definition, if there's air exiting the house, fresh air has to be coming in from somewhere. Well, that helped, but not enough. So I installed an ERV, Energy Recovery Ventilator system. From a high level, this brings in fresh air from the outside and takes out stale air from the inside. And this is why ERVs have become popular in the past couple of decades. Houses are getting tighter and tighter and need a deliberate air exchange while still retaining temperature and humidity levels. Well, a number of manufacturers make ERV units. We chose a Renew Air home unit with variable speed blowers. Basically, our system consists of 4 new vents, the ERV unit, and ductwork to connect the ERV to the vents, and some controls. Now, fortunately, we had a wide open attic, so I was able to put almost everything up there. For easy access, I started the project by replacing an access hole with an actual attic ladder. You can visualize the system as 2 streams of air crossing in the ERV's core to exchange temperature and humidity, but the 2 streams of air don't actually touch each other. That's the magic of the core. The stale air going out gives its temperature and humidity to the fresh air coming in. In our case, the stale stream of air is pulled from a new register in an upstairs bathroom ceiling, travels through the ERV core, and is exhausted through a new outside vent. The fresh stream of air is pulled from another new outside vent through the core, down new ductwork through an upstairs closet, and pushed through a new vent into a downstairs room. So, fresh air is being pushed into the downstairs and stale air is being pulled out of the upstairs, ultimately moving that fresh air throughout the house. Now, here's what the inside of our ERV looks like. The core is the heart of the unit. Here are the blowers, one for each stream of air, and the core is protected by filters directly on the core. Dust and debris in the core could ultimately block those tiny tube-like channels through which the air passes. I'm really glad I paid an extra several $100s for a unit with variable speed blowers. Some of your ERV units have single speed blowers. The volume of airflow are then controlled by dampers, which are adjusted to block part of the airflow in each path. We found that we need very little airflow, so we've been able to adjust the speed of each blower way down, and therefore we're extremely quiet. We really don't hear the ERV. Since there are two separate blowers, one for each path, they can be adjusted to take out as much air as is brought in, or the blowers can be adjusted to keep a slightly positive or negative pressure in the house. We finished out the installation with a low wattage timer control on an upstairs wall. We can run the system in 10% increments of time from 0 to 100% of the time. So 10% would be 6 minutes at the top of each hour and so on. This is really useful for running incrementally at night or completely shutting it off for a while if the outside air contains smoke or a neighboring farmer has just spread manure. So, how does the system work? Wonderfully. The air in our house is no longer stale. We have easy control over it. It is completely quiet, and it uses very little electricity. So far, we've only used it through a single winter season. In the spring and fall, we may not even need to run it or just run it part of the time due to open windows. And in high summer, with the house closed up again, I assume we'll run it all the time.